Happy Halloween! One of my favorite memories as a kid during the Halloween season was seeing all of the different TV networks get into the spirit. From changing out their channel bumpers with ones that matched the season, to releasing new Halloween-themed episodes of shows and movies that would become holiday classics to generations of TV watchers. Last year, I explored how Disney Channel celebrated over the years, and today, I wanted to celebrate the 45th anniversary of the channel by taking a trip into the timeline of Halloween on Nickelodeon. Before we dive into the first era, I will clarify some things. Most of the early years of Nickelodeon, mainly 1979 to 1990, has a lot of syndicated shows acquired for the network that were aired. Although I'm not just going to skip over these, it is very likely that during this time, I may miss some of the Halloween episodes of shows on the network that were aired during October, or especially in other months of the year. I did try getting as many as I could that aired during the years mentioned, but if you know of any others that you saw during the season that I missed, please let me know in the comments. Also, I will be addressing shows that were on Nick at Night and Nick Jr., but I won't be addressing Nick Jr. shows after it becomes its own channel in 2009, along with any shows that were primarily on Noggin. But Nicktoons Network is still free game along with Teen Nick. There are also many shows that have just a supernatural or spooky vibe around it, so I won't be mentioning every single episode. I'll just be addressing when it was added to the network. That is how I went about this, so let's get into the early years of Halloween on Nickelodeon.
Happy Halloween from the first kids network, Nickelodeon!
Like I mentioned before, the early years of the network had many syndicated shows, but they still had their own original programming as well. With most of their original programs being variety shows, they did have some episodes that might have been their Halloween specials at the time. This is my speculation here, so I'm going to need some confirmation from someone. First, there was Special Delivery, Beware, Beware My Beauty Fair in 1981, and Stand By, Lights, Camera, Action, Prosthetics in October of 1982. They also had a science fiction show that would have supernatural elements in The Third Eye, which premiered in 1983. The first official syndicated Halloween episode I found came from Today's Special, Halloween, and was aired on Nick in 1983. In 1984, Nickelodeon had a lot more animated shows that were acquired for the network. This also brought Halloween episodes from shows like Danger Mouse, Trouble with Ghosts, You Can't Do That on Television, Halloween, the premiere of the movie Who Spooked Rodney on October 27th, Danger Mouse, Close Encounters of the Absurd Kind, and The Strange Case of the Ghost Bus. The second era kicks off with the first official Nickelodeon Halloween celebration, Nick or Treat. A celebration that would become an annual occasion until 2002. This year's sweepstakes would fly out the winner to Hollywood and Byrnes Studios to meet the special effects wizard Tom Berman, along with $500 to spend, a Gremlins Viewmaster set, and their weight in M&Ms, with 100 runner-ups also winning a Gremlins Viewmaster set. This year would also mark the first for Nick at Night. However, in the beginning, the block aired mostly shows from the 50s to the 70s with older films as well. During 1985, the only Halloween episodes came from You Can't Do That on Television, Holidays, and the film Witch's Sister. In 1986, Nick continued with Nick or Treat and added a few Halloween movies, with Special Delivery showing Raggedy Ann and the Pumpkin Who Couldn't Smile, The Great Bear Scare, The Pumpkin, and Red Shoes. Another Halloween episode came during Nick at Night with the Donna Reed show, The House on the Hill. And the channel also had their first official Nickelodeon Halloween episode, coming from Double Dare, Corn Cobs vs. Ghouls, airing on October 31st. For their 1987 celebration of Nick or Treat, they teamed up with Hasbro for the Hasbro Halloween Super Saturday giveaway on October 31st. This giveaway had you enter for a chance to win an Inhumanoid figure or the My Little Pony Paradise Estate, with second place prizes being the Ghostbusters game. New Halloween editions this year started with Inspector Gadget, Monster Lake, and Sharon, Lois, and Bram's Elephant Show, with Masquerade, Overnight, and Caravana, with other premieres like Special Delivery showing Chalky's Children, and Nick at Night also having a lot of Halloween episodes with Dennis the Menace, Haunted House, The Monkeys, Monkeys in a Ghost Town, and Monkey See, Monkey Die, The Bad News Bears, The Headless Ghost of Macintosh Manor, Lassie, The Monster, and The Witch, and My Three Sons, The Ghost Next Door. Nick at Night also had their first Halloween celebration with an all-night Fright Film Festival, presenting The Thing from Another World, The Night Has Eyes, They Live by Night, and Hell is a City. In 1988, the tradition continued with Nick or Treat Saturday on October 29th. This year would be the first call-out giveaway where you would enter to have a chance to be called by Nickelodeon, and if you answered by saying Nick or Treat, you would be one of 1,000 winners. They also had a small addition this year with Nick or Treat tips for Halloween. New additions this year came from Special Delivery, The Crown of Bog, Dennis the Menace, Dennis Haunts a House, and also this year saw Count Duckula come to the network. A new Halloween special was added this year, Mark Summers' Mystery Magical Tour, which premiered on October 29th. Since this year also marks the first year of Nick Jr. on the channel, they had Halloween episodes syndicated from The World of David the Gnome, Which Way Out, and Ghost of the Black Lake, and also from The Little Koala, The Ghost Ship, and Monster Scoop. The last episode this year that might have been associated with Halloween that I found was Don't Just Sit There, which featured the guest Robert Englund of Nightmare on Elm Street fame, there to promote the fourth film in the franchise, The Dream Master. So this year for the Nick or Treat call out on Saturday, October 28th, they instead called 2001 Kids, with one grand prize winner getting a trip to Arizona to ride in the sun-kissed Fiesta Bowl parade, and 2,000 other kids winning friendship bracelets and dog tags. This year actually didn't see many new additions for Halloween, with the first being an early premiere in the summer, Super Sloppy Double Dare Beach Bums vs. Sensational Stingers, followed by the premiere of the film Dracula Jr. on October 15th. Next, Nick at Night aired a Bewitched Marathon on October 31st, since this was the first year the show was aired on the network. The last Halloween episode this year came from Hey Dude, Ghost Stories, which actually aired after the holiday on November 17th, marking the first of many Halloween episodes that would come out in November. Bringing us to our third era in 1990, Nickelodeon, along with their Nick or Treat giveaway, also started adding more events during the last weekend of the month, starting with Super Spooky Saturday, which aired on October 27th, and aired many of the Halloween episodes that were currently in their catalog. Nick at Night this year added a Halloween episode of Bewitched, Trick or Treat on October 29th, and had a special event with Alfred Hitchcock's Dead Giveaway Marathon on October 29th through the 31st. The contest was watching and guessing the correct number of dead bodies that were aired during many episodes from Alfred Hitchcock Presents, which was added to the block this year, with 13 grand prize winners getting a murder mystery dinner on a cruise line. Now, 1991 saw the big change to the network in the addition of Nicktoons. With this change, you could argue that this is where Nickelodeon really started getting the identity we all think of today. This year, they continued their Nick or Treat Saturday giveaway with 1,000 winners getting different smaller prizes on October 26th, and also having an event on October 30th in The Haunting of Nickelodeon and The Haunting of Nick at Night. On Halloween, they had another event on Nick at Night with Hitchcock's Halloween. There were a lot of new additions this year for Halloween, with a couple coming earlier in the year. Starting with Clarissa Explains It All, Haunted House, which premiered on April 13th, and Salute Your Shorts Ghost Story on July 13th. But in October, the channel got Special Delivery presenting The New Misadventures of Ichabod Crane, The Witch Who Turned Pink, and Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde on October 5th. And also new episodes for Nick Jr. with The Little Bits, Scary Bit the Witch, and Eureka's Castle, It Came From Beneath the Bed, or Nightmare on Magellan Street, which premiered on October 19th. And also aired on Nick at Night. This year would also be the first to feature Are You Afraid of the Dark on Nick, showing the tale of the Twisted Claw on October 25th. The series pilot, which originally aired on October 31st, 1990 on YTV. The original series would later premiere on August 15th, 1992 during Snick and running until 1996, with another season filmed and aired in 1999 through 2000. The very last episode this year comes from Rugrats, with Candy Bar Creepshow / Monster in the Garage, premiering on October 27th. For 1992's Nick or Treat Callout giveaway, which occurred during Nick Ozone and Halloween, they would be rewarding 2,500 kids with a glow-in-the-dark Nick t-shirt, a $5 gift certificate to McDonald's, and a package of amazing fruit gummy bears. Being a new addition to the channel this year, Snick also celebrated with a Snick Are You Afraid of the Dark 2-hour marathon on Halloween night. New additions to the Halloween lineup this year included The Underdog Show, The Witch of Picayune Parts 1 through 4, Clarissa Explains It All, The Darling Wars, premiering on October 24th, and in Nick at Night they added F Troop, V is for Vampire, Mork and Mindy, A Morkville Horror, The Dick Van Dyke Show, The Ghost of A Chance, and Get Smart, Weekend Vampire. The last episode this year came a bit late on November 21st and was The Ren and Stimpy Show, Haunted House. In 1993, Nick or Treat continued, but this time they would broadcast the winners on the channel during the Nick or Treat House Party, hosted by Alfred and Seymour of Roundhouse. Winners getting a glow-in-the-dark t-shirt and a McDonald's $10 gift card. New Halloween episodes came early again this year, with Doug's Nightmare on Jumbo Street premiering on June 20th, and Wienerville, Giant Spider / Haunted on July 18th, and Adventures of Superman, the Ghost Wolf. On October 30th was the channel's big celebration where they aired the Nick or Treat House Party during commercial breaks of Snick or Treat, and then aired new episodes like Roundhouse, Fear, and Doug's Halloween Adventure. Afterwards was a very, very scary Nick at Night, which aired shows from the previous years and added The Lucy Show, Lucy and the Monsters.
Happy Halloween from Nickelodeon's Welcome Freshmen. Hey, let me out of here!
With our next era starting in 1994, they changed up the Nick or Treat giveaway, this time having it be a call-in game on October 29th. Participants were able to navigate through a haunted neighborhood by choosing a number 1 through 6, and you could either win a prize or be greeted by a monster, usually with enough time to get about 2 or 3 houses. This event was hosted by different costume creatures, this year including the Invisible Man, Joey the Werewolf, Radar the Bat, Pizza Dude, an old lady, a hunchback, and Fred Newman himself, being the one who plays all the characters. The new Halloween shows this year started with Beetlejuice the series, now airing on the channel, along with Nick Jr.'s Allegra's Window, My Own Monster, on October 26th. And during the Nick or Treat celebration on October 29th was the premiere of The Adventures of Pete and Pete, Halloweeny, and Real Monsters, the switching hour after the event. The last event this year came from Nick at Night with a Halloween Bewitched marathon on October 31st. 1995 continued the call-in game with Nick or Treat Saturday on October 28th. This year was very similar to the last, but this was the first appearance of Punky the Pumpkin as a host. The Halloween premieres this year were Gullah Gullah Island, Things That Go Bump in the Night on October 2nd, and Gullah Gullah Ghouland on October 17th on Nick Jr., The Secret World of Alex Mack, The Secret on October 28th, and then during another event, Nicktoons Halloween on October 31st, Rocco's Modern Life, Sugar Frosted Frights / Ed is Dead, an Real Monster-a-thon on October 31st, and Nick at Night's Halloween Monster Mash, with this being the first year having the show on the block. In 1996, Nickelodeon added many more Halloween episodes to their lineup, starting off with Nick Jr., which added Rupert and the Ghost, and also Tiny Toon Adventures Halloween, Night Ghoulery, then Hey Arnold, The Haunted Train on October 9th. Nick also had a big Saturday before Halloween on October 26th with the Halloween Masquerade Ball, a 3-hour Real Monsters marathon in the morning, and Nick's Saturday Scaretacular hosted by Punky the Pumpkin at night, which featured new additions like Alvin and the Chipmunks, Who Ghosts There? Tiny Toon Adventures, Stuff That Goes Bump in the Night / The Horror of the Slumber Party Mountain, and Looney Tunes, Which is Which / The Night of the Living Duck / Dr. Jekyll's Hyde. Nick at Night celebrated this year with Addams vs. Munsters, an event from October 28th to November 2nd where people could call in and vote for their favorite show, with the winner having a marathon on November 5th. Also, a couple of latecomers this year with Hey Arnold, Wheezing Ed on November 18th, and Kablam! What the Astronauts Drink on November 15th, mainly being a Halloween episode in future years due to including the short Anema and Iodine under their surprising short segment. For 1997, Nick or Treat continued with its call-in game on October 25th, this time with a new ghost host. On Nick Jr., the first Halloween episode this year came on June 11th in Little Bear, How to Scare Ghosts, bringing us to October 27th, where Nick Jr. added Blue's Clues, What is Blue Afraid of? And The Busy World of Richard Scarry, the first Halloween ever. Nick this year added Inspector Gadget, Haunted Castle, and Tiny Toon Adventures Tunes from the Crypt, with a new premiere of Hey Arnold, Arnold's Halloween on October 27th. Nick at Night's event was the Nick at Night Monster Chiller Halloween Fright Fest on October 30th, which had the new additions of Happy Days Haunted and The Evil Eye, and The Odd Couple Exorcists. The last edition is another Hey Arnold episode with Four-Eyed Jack on November 12th. This year, we have all new premieres from every show. Starting off with Nick Jr. on April 20th, we have The Wubulous World of Dr. Seuss, There's Nothing to Fear in Here. Then, on August 15th, came Rugrats, Sleep Trouble, and The Journey of Alan Strange, Haunted on September 7th. Then in October, we have a whole week of premieres. Starting on the 21st was Cat Dog Nightmare. Then, The Wild Thornberries, Nymena and Caio, Animorphs, The Alien on the 23rd, All That, Jermaine Dupri / Debrat on the 24th, The Mystery Files of Shelby Woo, The Haunted House Mystery on the 25th, The Angry Beavers, The Day the World Got Really Screwed Up on the 26th, The Wild Thornberries, Blood Sisters, and Cousin Skeeter, Haunted House of Blues on the 27th, and finally, Kenan and Kel, The Chicago Witch Trials on October 29th. This all culminated in the Saturday event Nickelodeon Fright Fest, where they aired 12 Halloween episodes on October 30th. Nick at Night also had a couple of new additions with Bewitched, The Safe and Sane Halloween, and Twitch or Treat, and Laverne and Shirley, Haunted House, and The Ghost Story. There always seems to be one in November, and this year was The Angry Beavers, Open Wide for Zombies on November 14th. Now for the last year that I'll be talking about in this video, 1999. This year, Nickelodeon celebrated all month long, with Henry and June's 101% Spooky Whiz Bang Fridays, showing Halloween episodes, and at the end of the month from October 25th to the 31st was a whole week of the Nickel Zone, which featured many new premieres. New premieres this year started in January with Little Bear Goblin Night on the 4th on Nick Jr. Then, moving to March, we have Rugrats Ghost Story on the 27th, followed by The Angry Beavers Spooky Spoots on the 28th. In October, another entry for Nick Jr. with Franklin's Halloween. For the brand new premieres in October, it starts with the first of many SpongeBob SquarePants spooky episodes, Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost on the 2nd. Followed by an entry from Oh Yeah Cartoons, Mina and the Count, which ran for 6 shorts. Interlude with a Vampire, which came out all the way back in 1995, The Ghouls Tribunal, then The Vampire Who Came to Dinner, and Playing a Hunch, with the last 2 shorts My Best Friend in November and Frankenfrog in December. They also added this year in syndication Ace Ventura Pet Detective Witch's Brew. The next October premieres were all part of the Halloween Nickelodeon, starting with Rocket Power the night before on October 25th, Cat Dog, Cat Dogula, and 100 Deeds for Eddie McDowd, All Howls Eve on the 26th, SpongeBob SquarePants, Scaredy Pants / I Was a Teenage Gary on the 28th, and Hey Arnold, The Headless Cabbie / Friday the 13th on the 30th. Nick at Night also had an addition this year in The Jeffersons Now You See It, Now You Don't Parts 1 and 2. The November entry this year comes from The Amanda Show, episode 104 on November 6th. Well, that brings us to the conclusion of this video where we explored the first part of Halloween on Nickelodeon from 1979 to 1999. There will be a second part to this that's coming out soon, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. And I just wanted to say, for everybody that tuned in, Happy Halloween.